Hello everyone, welcome to Screen Scream. I'm Viola. In today's episode, we're going to talk about movies that are related to life and death. So I guess it's a little bit more serious than usual episodes, but I hope you still like it. Without further ado, let's listen to the introduction of the first new movie we're going to talk about today. Devils. Having lost his colleague who was also his brother-in-law to a serial murderer 2 years ago, homicide detective Tae-hwan is unable to contain his hatred toward the murderer and dives headfirst into hunting the brutal killer. Tae-hwan finally comes face-to-face with the murderer Jin-ho, but in the heat of the chase, they get into an accident. Waking up in a hospital, Tae-hwan realizes his body has been switched with that of the murderer. To protect his family and uncover the secret of this body switch, Tae-hwan, who's trapped in the murderer's body, begins a desperate chase.
영화? 사람 몸이 바뀌니? 뭐 그런 영화야. 갑자기 그 얘기는 왜? 한번 해보자. 네가 얼마나 봤자.
The first new movie we're going to talk about today, Devils, is a Korean movie. I personally think there are a lot of points about this movie that are very interesting. First of all, the protagonist Chang Dong-yoon played an antagonist for the very first time. So if you are a big fan of Chang Dong-yoon, this movie would be a brand new experience for you, and for him, of course. Besides the body switching storyline, there are a lot of plots, including the detective and the murderer's face-off. It even includes the injection of stimulants. The supporting actor Oh Dae-hwan said that he's actually afraid of needles, so he was very scared when they shot that part. From the description of the introduction, we can tell that this movie is basically related to horror, crime, and maybe even thriller. But because it contains the element of switching body, it can also be considered as a fantasy. Therefore, it was an official selection at the 2023 Canadian Fantasy Film Festival. And in the movie, we get to see how the detective catches the murderer with the murderer's body. What the introduction didn't say is that when Tae-won woke up in the hospital, he not only realized that he had switched bodies with the murderer Jin-ho, but Jin-ho also kept Tae-hwan's family as hostages and threatened him. When the protagonist Chang Dong-yoon was interviewed, he said that the main reason why he decided to take this job was the script. There are twists in the storyline. He thought that the audience may find it interesting, and he also wants to express the charisma of this work to everyone. Last but not least, he always wanted to try to play an antagonist. So this is just his first time playing an antagonist, and he's a serial killer. He thought that it's not easy to play a serial killer without any reason and feelings. Just kill for fun. Although his hairstyle and wardrobe were pretty precise, his tone and manner kind of restricted the film, so he needed to get rid of the soft side of himself with his eyes and the tones he said the lines. So I think it's a pretty interesting movie. If you're interested in Korean movie and how they handle a body switching fit serial killer topic, you can go watch Devils. Our next new movie is a work from Europe. Let's listen to the introduction. Safe Place. A traumatic event creates a rift in the family's everyday life. Their lives fundamentally change, as if they are waging a war invisible to everyone else. The source of the story is autobiographical. It is addressed in the film and highlighted by the fact that the author-director plays himself. The second new movie we're going to talk about today is from Croatia. I think I've never seen any film from Croatia. I don't even know they're good at movies. I mean, of course they have movies, but I don't think Taiwan has imported a lot of them. So Safe Place is a really good start for Taiwanese people to experience the movie charisma in Croatia. The movie boasts delicate mise-en-scène, poetic tone and manner, organized structures, and camera movements between characters and the settings. It not only got the Best First Film, Best New Director, and Best Leading Actor at the Locarno Film Festival, but it's also going to represent Croatia to run for the Best International Film at the Oscars. So if you like the subtleness in European movies, I would recommend you to watch Safe Place. You can say that it's a legendary work after Sun. I personally like After Sun a lot. It's that kind of movie that you don't really feel strong emotions when you watch it. You probably wouldn't even cry. But after the movie, maybe even after the credit rolls, you think about it and you may drop a few tears. Safe Place is definitely that kind of movie. As we heard in the introduction, the movie is based on the director's real, private, personal life experience. And it's also his very first feature film. So when he's telling this realistic context, he's actually yelling at people, telling people that please protect the people you love so much. So I guess the director is Damir's brother. So when that incident really happened in his family, he's one of the family members who was trying to save his brother's life. Thankfully, his brother didn't die by suicide, but it was so sudden that it caused trauma that's difficult to heal for this regular family. I know it's a little bit too serious right now, and we're going to move on to Top 007, talking about more serious movies related to life and death. But before that, let's review what we had from last week first. Top 3, The Creator. Top 2 was The Nun 2. And Top 1, A Haunting in Venice. And let's listen to Top 7 to Top 4 first. Top 7, The Blind.
This is one of those stories.
Top 6, A Haunting in Venice.
I do not believe in psychics.
Come with me to a seance.
Top 5, The Pig, the Snake, and the Pigeon.
周叔叔伤害的故事你听过吗？大家只记得周叔。
Top 4, The Boy and the Heron. The chart this week is pretty different from last week. First of all, we have Top 7, The Blind, which is not going to be released in Taiwan anytime soon. Top 6 was Top 1 last week, so pretty dramatic. Top 4, we introduced that in the newly released section last week. So today, I'm going to talk about Top 5. It's a Taiwanese movie, The Pig, the Snake, and the Pigeon. Basically, this movie is played by actors and actresses that people are familiar with, even though they might be away from big screen for a long time. I'm pretty sure the audience knows who they are. For example, the protagonist, Ethan Ron, hasn't been on big screen for a while. He got the Best Leading Actor at the 47th Golden Horse Awards in 2010 with Manga, another Taiwanese movie. However, I think people are more familiar with his TV performances, and he got nominated for Best Leading Actor of this year's Golden Horse Awards again. The supporting actor who played a wanted criminal in the movie is Ben Yuan, a Hong Kongese actor. He's a movie and stage actor, and he's not a stranger to Taiwanese audience in recent years because he got the Best Leading Actor at the Golden Horse Awards with Susu, and he won the Best Supporting Actor with Tracy. Besides the excellent talent, Actually, this movie was made by, we can call it a golden triangle. It has been 13 years since the award-winning producer Li Lie and Ethan Ron cooperated with each other. They cooperated with each other when they did manga, and this time they found the best new director at Hong Kong Film Awards, Wong Chin-po. I'm not sure if my pronunciation is correct because I'm pretty sure the romanization is for Cantonese dialect. But anyway, The Pig, the Snake, and the Pigeon is definitely one of the most anticipated movies in Taiwan this year. And now let's move on to the last part of this week's episode, Top 3 to Top 1. Top 3, Saw X.
You picked John Kramer?
The cancer is still spreading. I'm afraid.
Top 2, The Creator.
This is a fight for our very existence.
Sergeant Taylor, we are this close to winning the war.
Top 1, Paw Patrol, the mighty movie.
Did he say lunch?
No. I said launch.
The meteor's heading straight for us!
Whoa, if we're going to talk about life and death for this episode, I'm pretty sure I have to pick Saw X for this section, but I already talked about that last week. And top 2, The Creator, I also talked about it last week. Of course, we can talk about Paw Patrol the Mighty Movie, which I also wanted to discuss last week. However, I just want to briefly talk about all 3 of these movies a little bit. Top 3, Saw X. It's already the 10th episode of the series. I'm pretty sure its fan base is big, and people who love gruesome movies would go for it, but I'm really not one of their target audiences. I know it's good to watch these scenes just in the movie, instead of like we have Hamas in the real world right now, which is very upsetting. I still wouldn't want to watch movies like Saw X. The Creator. Yes, AI has been a trending topic right now, and the movie wants its audience to think about whether AI is going to replace people in the future, and whether we should continue to develop AI in the future, and whether AI is able to develop feelings and emotions to the level similar to that of humans. As an interpreter translator myself, I would say so far AI is a great helper to us. It really saves a lot of time, but it won't be able to replace us for now. Like, I don't dare to say when, because in 1997, people thought AI wouldn't beat Go players, but it made it in 2016. AI topics just not going to die in a few years. Last but not least, Paw Patrol the Mighty Movie. Of course, it's an animation, but don't think it as a kids movie. Actually, adults can enjoy it pretty much. I personally like one line from the trailer very much. When the voiceover was introducing the date the movie was going to be released on, one of the members on Paw Patrol said, "Did he say lunch?" And the voiceover said, "No, I said launch." I think that's pretty cute. I mean, I don't think that conversation is included in the real movie, but if they even make a special version for the trailer, you can see how delicate the movie will be. And you know, dogs and cats are always popular topics, even though it's just animation. I like how it is so colorful, and I'm pretty sure kids love it too. Yeah, so I think Saw X, The Creator, and Paw Patrol are all good options to watch this weekend. And that's all the time we have for today. Hope you enjoy the show. Remember to tune in same time next week here at Screen Scream. I'm Viola. See you next week.